in the next room to me. I'm just watching all this.
Right then.
Today, so
let's go.
I'll wax my top lip.
Get something done today. Up to eyes in it today. Some nice comments on the YouTube comment section regarding the fight between Tyson and Wilder, if it happens. Looks like it's not going to happen, doesn't it? But hey, that's boxing, isn't it? It's not a slight on anybody, it's just how the game works, isn't it? Frank Warren is playing the game, isn't he? He's trying to damage Eddie Hearn and make himself look good in process, but I think the longer it goes on, the bigger the hole that they're digging themselves, because if you've not got the money to give the fighter up front, why is he going to fight? Well, they shot the mouths off that much, aren't they, now, about fighting Wilder? If they pull out, they're going to cop it, aren't they, off at fans? No, it's not good, is it? It's a bit of a mess. But have a look. 3:55 estimated time of arrival. We've got on here 3:20. A splash of the old what we got today? Paul Smith. A splash of the old Paul Smith. I'm not going to pull with that on, am I? Jesus. Right? Not got a prayer of pulling, have I? Right? But yeah, let's just hope that it works and that Tyson gets his payday. I mean, that's all he's going to want, isn't he? Why else would you be taking a fight this early in your comeback? So, come on, mate, get your toe down. Come on, move on. Why do I always cop for one, me? Why do I always cop for one? Come on, you fucking idiot. Jesus. Just on my way up to Sheffield. Pay a bill. There's always something to pay, isn't there? Shout out to Justin at the Tea Leaf Company. Thank you for the tea bags. Story of my life, Justin. My mum always said I'd do well. I'm now going to be snowed in with tea bags. Shout out to K Official, Enrico, at Lead Right, at Lead _ Right, and at K Official. Shout out to Matt and Jeremy at SAS Digital. Show me the money! That's what I should be saying to you boys. Well, plugs I keep getting you. No, I'm only joking. You know I like you, really. I just want one of them big massive free tellies that you put at them events, Jeremy, Matt. I want one for Garden when I get my new place in the next couple of weeks when I move in. I can put it in Garden then, so all them in Village can nick it. What do you reckon? One of them ones when it rains and you can still watch boxing in Garden. Can you sort that out for me? We'll give you a few more free plugs. Hopefully. But Amir Khan fights this weekend against Vargas. I'm going to put my bet on the way home. Amir Khan in round 1. I think he'll smash him up. I think the rest did Amir Khan good, to be honest. I mean, good reports about his camps. I want to talk about Kell Brook. I know we've covered it a little bit in a couple of videos over the last couple of months, but where is Kell Brook's career going? Now, he's fighting at 147, he wins a world title, and then he defends against 3 guys that want world level. Although Frankie Gavin's got world level skills, but he wasn't big enough, not big enough to fight at 147. He's a world class lightweight, isn't he, Frankie? But for example, let's put Kel in that 147 bracket, good fighter, destined to be great. And then they go put him in at £160 and convince him that he's a beast at the weight and that he's bigger than Golovkin on the night. Yeah, but it's false weight, innit? If you fight at 147 and you're going in ring at 165, and then you're going on scales at 165 and you're going in ring at 175, you're £10 over your normal fighting weight, aren't you? This is where people get it all mixed up about weights. No matter how many nutritionists you get on board and they're all sat up there, weren't they, shouting off about nutritionists and how good they are and all that. Everybody's body's different, aren't they? Everybody's different. I had this conversation years and years ago with Carl Froch, and he just says to me, look, I walk about £4 over my fighting weight. Floyd Mayweather walks about £3 over his fighting weight. Now when you're walking about at them weights, how can I explain it? You're always going to be ahead at game, aren't you? Because you're not having to diet down and blow up. And why don't people just step up a weight and we have a same day weigh-in? So everybody's different, aren't they? I think that much is made of a weight now that people have got a ready-made excuse when they get beat. Why not just step up? George Groves takes £10 off day before weigh-in. So when he gets in ring on night, he's a stone heavier than Froch. But his body's not going to be able to get used to it that weight in 36 hours. So that's why he gasses after round 6. World class fighter for 6 rounds and terrorise you. After that, out in tank. Anybody who goes and speaks to Carl Froch after he fought Groves the first time, after round 6, what did he hit him with? 12, 13 right hands? Didn't budge him, did he? They were full on right crackers. They didn't budge him. They were only tickling him at end of round. Froch had him after that, didn't he? Because he gassed out. Groves a better boxer, better technician. Weight cost him the fight. Weight and inexperience. That's what cost him. And Froch didn't put his son in that position in the second fight, didn't he? He just took him out. I call that iced. But yeah, so shout out to Ali at Churchill. This is not one of your shirts. This is just a cheapo that I've had altered. Tell you what, not bad for 25 quid. See how cheap it is though. I've gone all cheap today because I'm going to Sheffield. Can't be wearing good stuff in Sheffield, can you? You get it took off your back, wouldn't you? Shout out to Bunny if you're watching this. The Dole office is that way, Bunny. I'm only joking, mate. You're back in that lorry today, Bunny, won't you, lad? You're wearing your tight t-shirt, Bunny, in that lorry. Be like that in the mirror while you're driving. Hey? I don't know. I wonder what Dennis Dobson's doing today. He'll be doing all this, won't he, in front of the mirror. He's like Bunny, innit, but on a boxing scale. Bunny's big weightlifter in mirror, and Dennis at shadowboxer when he sees a mirror starts shadowboxing and could have been a runner bean. I'm only joking, Dennis, we know you're watching. Oh, your missus will be. Shout out to Frank Smith from Bury. How you doing, Frank? Hope you're alright, mate. I'll come and see you soon. I'm up to eyes in it this month. Decorators, carpet fitters, blinds, man, that reminds me, blinds, man. Blinds. You know when you pick blinds for your house, always pick black, because black goes with anything, doesn't it? So I've been told. But let's see how far I've got to go now. 5 mile. Not far now. Not far. Let's get yeah, I want to see Kell Brook. I want to see him at 147. I mean, I don't think Kell really knows what his best weight is, to be honest. I think that I think he's told. I think he's in a situation where he just has to go where money is, doesn't he? I mean, Amir Khan's He's in driving seat, and he's this big star, and he's got the 10 wins over world champions, and what's Kel got? 3 or 4, I think it's 3, is it, or 4? So Amir's got the better CV, he's the Olympic medalist, isn't he? And he's got the pedigree, and I think that Kel, maybe he might be a little bit mentally shocked because of his injuries to both sides of his face, so he's going to take any pay-per-view that he can get. Any pay-per-view that Kell Brook can get, he's going to take. No ifs, no buts. If he gets a pay-per-view and it's at cruiserweight, he will take that fight, because he's not in a situation where he can shout and bawl, is he? How's Kell Brook gonna dictate at this stage of game? He can't, can he? He can't dictate. And I feel for him in a way, like, because I was a massive Kell Brook fan, I still am, but I think his career's been tarnished. He could have gone on to make 50 fights, 50 wins. He was that good. I thought he'd have beat Errol Spence if he'd have had a warm-up fight. I really did, but I feel for him in a way, I do. I know I said this the other day, but I just can't get out of my head how he's been managed. And I think he's in no man's land, isn't he, really? He's not going to go back to old fish eyes, is he? Because, oh, would you imagine going back to Frank now? He'd just get ripped off, wouldn't he? He won't get treated like he does with Earn, but Eddie Earn's in a business where it's like trading meat, isn't it? Maybe Eddie might be a nice guy, but these kids who Eddie's dealing with, they get used and abused, don't they? And the promoter, I suppose, gets a harsh deal, doesn't he, really? Because the boxer, if he wants, he'll just go somewhere else, won't he? And promoters get rid of them when they want, don't they? And they're both needy of each other, aren't they? The promoter and the boxer. I've seen that over years, and so I can see both points of view, but I always side with boxer, me. That's just my opinion. I prefer to side with boxer because they're doing heavy lifting, aren't they? They're the ones taking the blows. But look at Dennis's situation with Jamie McDonnell. Takes him to British, Commonwealth, European and a world title. 13 fights, 13 wins, paid him every time. Had a Mercedes brand new on lease. Dennis says, I've got your Mercedes, Jamie, here, brand new on lease. He goes, I wanted a BMW convertible then. That's gratitude for you, isn't it? But they both did the business, and maybe Jamie wanted to go to the next level, I don't know, but am I right to side with boxer on that one? I can see points of view, but I've also got that touch of loyalty inside me, haven't I? Whereas sometimes you can spite your own face over your pride, can't you? If it would have been me, I would have stayed. Why break up a winning partnership? But then again, what did he do with Eddie Earn? He went 10-0, didn't he, before he got beat? So, but Dennis had put the hard work in with Jamie, hadn't he, really, there? So I feel for Dennis in a way there, but I don't think Dennis is going to be in poor house, is he? He'd get over it, he's a big lad. He can slip and slide, can't he? He'd get over it, but it's not good, is it? Why do I always get one behind one here? Look at this here. What are you doing, mate? Fucking hell, man. But onwards and upwards, that's what I say. Positivity. Positivity. Shout out to Michelle in Dennis's office. Don't pull out on me, mate. And your Nissan Primera in middle of Eastwood. Well, there's a lot of them round here. Primeras. Shout out to Michelle in Dennis's office. I hope you're enjoying the videos, you and James Russell. All them in boxing watch these videos because they're thinking, God, is he going to slag us today, or is he going to be critical? So I know you're all watching. Steffi Bull, oh, I don't watch Porky's videos, I ain't got time. Steffi, you do. Your brother's running around Cunningsby telling everybody that you watch them. Says, don't make out you don't. All lot of yous do, you love me. Oh, I'm a proper wind-up merchant today, aren't I? Should be nearly here now. Let's have a look. 2.9 mile. 2.9 mile. How long have we done on that? 15 minutes. Good. I want to talk about Sky pundits, and I spoke about them the other day, and that these guys who are Sky pundits, they know the boxing, but they've also got to think about the jobs. And maybe I were a bit harsh the other day. Maybe I were a little bit harsh about Matthew Macklin, but I'm only angry because Matthew Macklin, the world-class fighter, and he should know better. We all know what Johnny Nelson is, don't we? Now, he ain't a world-class fighter. He was in a division that nobody wanted to fight in. They were too big to be light heavyweights and not big enough to be an heavyweight. And I didn't class him as a world-class fighter. I mean, he had 15 world title fights, didn't he? And only 4 of them were former champions, and they were all about 40 odd, weren't they? The Carl Thompson win, does anybody really count that in boxing? Worst stoppage of the 90s, it got voted in Ring Magazine. So I don't class Johnny Nelson as a world-class fighter, but I class him as someone that's been around boxing for years and he knows boxing. Now, again, a lane here. Thank you, mate. Cheers, mate. You pipping, you, mate? Oh, you pipping? Piphead.
Why are you jumping in front of?
Because I'm in a rush. We'll get to front then.
I might just...
Go on then, go on then.
Then what?
What are you going to do now?
What about if I could?
Tat. You what?
Don't be laughing Saturday. If I was to get in front...
Go on then, get in front. You go in front. If you want to go in front in your Toyota, get in front.
No, if I tried, I'd fucking...
Go on then, go on then. You what?
Don't always give me the hype, mate. Yeah?
Go on, you get in front.
Fucking camera. You think you can...
You get in front.
Bang it in your head.
Go and get in front. Go on then. Go on then. Taxi driver. Taxi driver. See that? Oh, that's made my day. Hey, taxi driver. Oh my God. That was brilliant. That. You always get them, don't you? Whoops, Daisy. You always get them. Well, we got him on Porky's corner. I wonder if I should have left him a business card, shouldn't I? We should have left him a business card, shouldn't we? Right. I think it's left here now, isn't it? But yeah, I feel for these Sky pundits at the moment, because they're having to read out off narratives, scripts, and you've got people like me being critical, aren't you, about them? And when they're gonna just start telling the truth, or just saying it as it is? Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to know. When they're gonna start just telling the truth? That's all we want to know. Tell the truth and be right. But that's all I want to know. Anyway, we're just pulling up here now. So you take care, and we'll carry on this video on way back.